for this chat, whatever. I hope you are doing good. I found some Red Bull coffee cocaine, so it should be better for me. I shouldn't say that on a stream. Sorry. So, it's a joke, of course, chat. I don't drink Red Bull. So, let's go. Still no beer. Don't be mean, nothing song. Of course, there's still no beer and no voice. No beer. We are still lacking one participant, so I'm waiting for him. And we'll just go for the last hour of code. So what's remain? 1 hour of code, an interview, a feedback, and I get my plane. That's the plan. That's a good plan. So let's go. So, where are we? We have everything to create the game, and now we need to be able to roll in a game. So we need a new service. So let's just use the same strategy. So I want my game's resource. I want a new post mapping, but this one is for a specific game. And then we say I want to roll something. So fair enough. Here I can do my best copy paste. And while okay, why not? I don't know. No idea. Public. I still want a response entity from a REST game. Sounds fair enough. Roll. Here I need some Spring annotation. I'm always missing here, so I hope it's that. No, it's not a string, it's a UID. So it's just an ID. And I want my request body, which is REST role. Okay, I forgot something really important. The documentation for the parameters. So API param, ID of the game to word and true. On two is one or two word? Can't remember. Yeah, I think 2 word is okay. 1 word is okay. Don't know. Chat if you have any ID. So here I want a response entity, and this is tricky because I can roll on a game I don't know. Perhaps the guy entered a bad ID. So this can be 500 or not found. And so Spring, in their greatness, gave us the off in the Spring 2, I think. So if you do off from an optional, it will make a not found if the optional is empty. And that's pretty cool. So here I want games world on a new game ID. Do you see the problem? Here I need the ID. I need to create a game ID with a given ID. And then I want my role. Okay, so let's create the missing stuff. Here I need a new constructor with an ID. And so I need to update the tests from my game ID. So should get random unique ID from constructor without ID, because here I want to generate an ID. And here I have the should get input ID. So not really interesting to do, but really interesting as a concept, I think. To have this ID able to construct from an existing ID or create a new one. And there is no mistake possible in usage. If you create it without ID, it will have an ID. If you create it with an ID, it will have an ID. So the state is coherent. The state is consistent. And here my game ID get should be the ID. Perfect. So
why we have the three tests?
Because I have the default constructor, constructor with ID but without ID.
Okay.
That's a trick. But that can happen. This is a possible usage. Nothing in the signature blocks it. So I need to handle this case. So here, if my ID is null, okay, else, this should work, but this is really ugly. So the test is not launching since here I need the method. So I'll just create the method so it compiles. So I can move forward. It's not compiling because here I need to map because I have a game and I want a REST game. Okay, so it's compiling and why the fuck is it working? I did it? Oh, I did it, sorry. Okay, but it's working, but it's really ugly. This, my default constructor, in most cases, it should call over constructors. It's really better. And this is really ugly. I want something like this. It will be way better. And here I can say, okay, if this is null, you can just get a new one, otherwise you do that. This is better, this is easier to read. I have no logic in the constructor, and I have a guard, etc. For me, it's really better. Okay, so all green, all good. That's a good news. This, I don't think it's working. I think we need some code there. But we have an optional, and we have only one test. So we have a problem. That means we need another test. And here, I'm gonna do a unit test to test the case where the game is not known. Okay? And there is an interest in this test. Apart from that, it's the first test using Mockito. So far, we didn't do any mock. First mock after a few hours of development and 100% covered code. That's cool. So what I want to mock is my games repository. And I want to inject this mock in my application services. So should not roll on unknown game. So here, service roll on a new game ID, so it doesn't exist. I want to roll 1, and this should be empty, because in the new version of Mockito, if it's an optional, it will mock it as an optional empty by default. This is a cool feature, I think. You don't have to say, and then return optional empty. No, this is the default. And it's not working, of course. But I can do both my case because I have one covered by the component test, which is good for me because the application service is dummy enough, so I don't have to do that. Okay, so here I can do games get of my game ID. Okay, I need to create the method. I want optional game. Cool. And I want to roll on that game. So how can I do that since here it's an optional? Here I have an optional game. So I want to roll on that if this exists and don't roll if it doesn't exist. So what can I do? I can do, if I do if present roll, but I have to save it also. I also have to save my game once the roll is done. So I'm gonna try that. This is ugly, but we'll see if there is a refactoring. Okay, if my game is present, yes, but I have to do game get. So how can I call that real game? No, that's ugly. I want to find something else. So we can try that. Don't know. How can we call that? Game, but you see I'll have a problem returning it. Doing a mapping is not good because doing mutation in a map is not a good idea. Don't know. No real good idea here. We'll see. We'll see. So here I need a block. What did I do wrong? Yes, of course, if present doesn't get an optional. And here I want to save it. And this will be tested by my component test. This logic, this orchestration is handled by my component test. But this code is really ugly. I don't like it. But I have no better idea right now, so no problem. It's not important code. It's application code. No problem. It's just I get it. If I have it, I roll, I save, I get the game. That's all. There's a better way to do that, but my brain is broken right now, so let's say it's okay. So, if I take my feature, this should be okay, and this should be okay. So if I start the cucumber test, are you faster than a compilator? And do you think it's working or not? First question, is my Spring application starting? We don't need to mock it. We need an implementation for the repository. So let's go. Where am I? Okay, I'm in my primary. I want a new package. And I will create a secondary. So the thing I'm moving. And I need a repository implementation. And I'm a lazy guy. I'll start with an in-memory, because that may be enough. Games repository. And this is a games repository. It's package, very important, in secondary. And the implementation, I can do something really simple. I want a map. The key is a game ID, and the value is a game. Okay. I will take a concurrent hash map, because this is an awesome implementation. And here I'll put the game. So game get ID, game. So far so good. This is not the real implementation, I won't keep it, but to start, it may be enough. And here I can get from a game ID, but I need an optional. So this is an optional of new label. Okay. And here I need a repository annotation, because this is a repository. Do you remember service documentation? Spring and JHipster are so good at domain-driven design. Proof. There is domain-driven design references in every documentation, right? So this time it should work. If we are lucky enough, it will find my bin, and I'll be happy with that. So let's see. I lost my mouse. Okay. So that doesn't work. But we went further. So let's see. Null pointer exception. How we love those ones. So we can debug. Just a word of warning. This works because I think. No. Very strange. How did they found the repository? That's a real question. I was thinking this will fail. This is interesting. Yes, it's not a JPA repository. She's okay. Okay, no problem. This is normal. So null pointer, I didn't put the breakpoint. Well played. So there is a breakpoint. I'm in debug, and I have a null pointer. Strange. Very strange. Let's see. Let's see. So here we are using a high-level test to check, okay, what did I miss? What annotation am I missing? What stuff did I do wrong? Because that's something like that. If I go in my game resource, I can check, okay, the role. Okay, do I call that? Okay, it's a good news. I'm calling the role method. Okay, this is called toTime. Perfect, like I want. And null pointer. This one I really don't understand. Perhaps it's that. Yeah. Sorry? No, I think it's okay. Because this is working, so he managed to make the calls. So how can this be null? Really strange. We'll see. We'll see. Probably a dummy bug with that.
Maybe we can see the file first.
I don't have any, and I'm sad about it. You see, I just have null pointer here. And null pointer on, I don't know where it's coming from. Really strange. Perhaps I know. Perhaps it's just Maven clean because I did a mistake building this project. I had 2 cucumber test contexts in 2 packages. A bad copy paste, and perhaps we have an old version of that. No, I have no response because I have a 404 on walls. On wall. That means he didn't found the game. That's interesting. That's really interesting. and of course then it failed miserably.
We don't have the get.
We don't need the get because the rule here should get the game ID. So what we have to check is that and that, in fact.
Yes, but we know the opposite, but we did not say what to do with the opposite.
It's not a mock.
No.
This is an actual repository.
Yes, but in the test case, when you have the mock.
Yes, but it's something else. Let's see. So it's in my application service unit test. And in fact, I didn't say what to do because
we declare the game repository as the mock, but we did not say what to do with
Yes, because the default behavior for an optional is to get an empty optional. And this is what I want in this case.
Yes, but with the repository, we didn't say what we do.
Yes, he's getting me an empty optional in this case. Here, something else is happening. I have my games, and when I get my game here, so when I get my game with my ID, so can't move my mouse. What a pleasure. So I have this ID, and when I get my game with this ID, I don't find the game. So this is my stupid repository implementation. So let's find out why. That's not the same. Are we okay with that? Oh no, that's the same.
Because
that must be something really silly, because that's the same ID. So why, when I get it, we did the equals? Yeah! Well done! Okay, let's do equals and hashcode. Of course, I forget. So the first equals and hashcode we did today, I refactored it. No, this one I won't refactor it just to show you another way of doing that. I can mark that as generated. I say, okay, this code is generated, and I'm not lying because I just generated it. I want my generated annotation. I just generated it with my IDE, so I'm not lying. It is generated code. This way it won't be analyzed by coverage. So I don't care, it's generated code, I don't want to test it. I will test it if I want to refactor it, but right now I don't need to test it. And so I can restart, and of course we did a silly mistake. Let's fix this. And see, prepare to dab. Wait, I need a full cam for that. We did a full application with a dummy repository. That's the last thing remaining. We need a real repository to replace this one. But this is not the difficulty. Yeah, magic dab. Thanks, Arnozeda. We have, are we okay on that? We have a fully working business application, fully tested, fully automated. It's a simple business application, of course, but we are doing some stuff. We are doing some operation, but we have one bug. And if I make a Maven install, it will fail. Because I have one unit test that will fail. And this unit test ensures that every public method in an application service is secured. And it's not the case, because my application service is not secured at all. So this test will fail. We forgot this case. So first thing first, let's write a scenario to ensure that we can't roll on somebody else's game. Seems fair enough. I start a game with player 1. Let's check the test we failed. Secured application service unit test. And it's telling me, didn't find secure annotation on this method. So this is a problem. Okay?
What is the name of this class, secure application service unit test?
It's part of my cheating with this day. So we'll see. But it's a class getting all application services, checking all public method, and it should have a security annotation, either a prioritized or not secured annotation saying, okay, this is not secured, but this is on purpose. Everybody can do that. So let's do the security, because it's important in an application to secure. This is something really important that is missing. The repository implementation, frankly, it's not a problem. We'll switch it to GPA, Mongo, whatever you want. That's not a problem, that's not complicated. Doing the securization is important.
You don't like secured by security configuration?
In that case, I don't want to secure on walls. I want to secure because it's my game and not yours. So I need a business logic to ensure that. It's not, can I create a game, can I roll on a game? No, it's, can I roll on this game? And this is kind of classic. You can do an operation, but you can do it on all data in the application. So that's what I wanted to show with this example. So given player 1 create a game, and I log in as player 2. Sounds fair enough. When player rule, I will rule 0 because I want to ruin his game. Then so should not be, huh? Then not authorized. I'm missing the beginning of the sentence. I think I'm using, so let's check the, I am logged in. Okay, I use the I am way of building scenarios. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I use this kind of, I don't know. Is it okay for you? Then I should get an authorization error. So I need my red step. It's annoying on component test because it takes 10, 20, 30 seconds because I need to start my application, but without doing it, I won't be happy with that. So here I have a friend with 1 because player 2 is unknown. I need to create an account for player 2 because right now I'm expected 200 on that. So my player 2, she's a player. Okay. Welcome to the brackets nightmare. Thanks to the really big, okay. Font. Okay, I think I'm okay. So I expect it to be a 200, and I don't want a 200, I want something else. Yes, Perfect. I have my 300. I have my, okay, you can roll on anybody's game. And I'm not happy with that. So I will secure the roll method. For that, I'll add a preauthorize, and I'll use some tool of mine. I added a new verb to preauthorize, which is can. Can I do that? So can I roll on this game ID? Okay? And to make that work, I have to define a Spring Bean. So let's call it game ID access checker. And this must be a can checker. So a can checker is a generic parameterized type, taking the type of object to check. And you have to implement one method. Can I do that? Okay? So this must be a Spring Bean, so let's say it's a component. And let's do the implementation. So for now, we'll call padball authorization specific authorized. Oh no, I'm going too fast, sorry. How can I be slower on that? Should have others. Do I have others to show you? No, I have in test. We can see some implementation example, but that's not that good. So the idea is that the tool, which is called keeper, not Kype, keeper, like who can in bad spelled French, bad spelled French.
We need to recommend to check because the Teresa will be shut down.
Check.
Oh.
So who will find the good checker corresponding to the type of the object we have here. So I will call a business check for each. Yes, I can do one for player name if I want. I can do for any class. So I'll do the fast way. You'll see why. Specific authorize, and then I have something called padball authorization, which is the configuration for authorization in my application. So I have no roll action, roll actions, and for example, I can say, okay, oh, it's already said, not a good idea, but everybody can specifically roll on game, and everybody can do creation on all games. Okay, so here, if I have a specific, so I need my authentication, my action, which is the verb roll I passed, and my resource, which is resource games. Okay, if I have a specific authorization to roll on a game, I need to check that it's my game and not somebody else's game. So here I will need my games application service. Because I'll need to get my game. And here you see I'll need a cache because I'll get the game 2 times for a roll. So I get my game with this ID. And I can map. So I have an optional game. Okay, I can map, that means I have 2 cases, so I need a test for that. So let's build a test for that. Because I have only one covered by my component test. This may be a hard part, I think, in one go. So here I want Mockito. Let's call that game, and this is the checker. So this will be kind of annoying to write, I think. So should not be authorized to roll on somebody else's game. Okay? So I need to mock an authentication. Hopefully mock authenticated user. So he's a player, and let me remind what it's doing. So it's mocking an admin. Okay, so if I create, if I say I have a game, so when I get new game ID,
A question for you. Why is putting extension and not Mockito extension?
because my memory is limited, so that's doing the same. For if you are not doing a Spring Boot test, it's the same thing. So I'm doing that because I'm lazy. But I think Mockito extension is better. Here I want to create the methods, otherwise it will be totally lost. Optional the game of game, and it's just getting the okay, nothing special here. And here I need to return really a game. And I'll call my fixture. To have my game. So now I want to say, okay, in that case, if I check authentication, no, that's not a good idea. In fact, I need to create, yes, I need to do something like that, I think. Checker can, so authentication, I do something like that. Should be okay. Action, role, item, game ID. Okay, so not working. What do you want? Huh. I think that's it. Okay. And here, authentication string game ID. I should have checked how you can mock an authentication before coming there. I know there are ways to... Isn't there a mock authentication? Mocked authentication? Can somebody check on the net how you can mock I think you have a mock object.
User or
You have a Spring mock object, but I can't remind. You have something easy.
with user?
This is when you are doing an integration test, and that's not my case. I just want to a mock authentication object. You have something in Spring, but I can't remember. Yes, so she's doing it the hard way. Ah, username authentication token. Isn't that's what I have?
Maybe we have an utils in JHipster.
Ah, yes, perhaps. Wait, this is an authentication. This should be correct. That's not my mistake. Oh, no? Authentication, action, game ID. Oh, okay. Yes, parenthesis. Okay, that was okay. Everything is under control. Almost there. So I can extract that to admin, for example. Okay. This should be false. So far, so good. Should not be authorized to roll on somebody else's game. Okay. Sorry, this is useless. Should not be authorized to roll on unknown game. This is an important test. And to do it, I just have to remove the implementation because Mockito will give me an empty option. And here I can do my implementation. Oh no, I can add if I want. Should be authorized to roll on own games. And here I can refactor this. So this is my authentication and this is my name. So here, what's the first? Oh, principal credentials. Oh. Okay, so this is player one, and this is not player one. And this should be true. Okay, so now I can map. I have my game. And now, if my game, if the player of my game is equal to my authenticated player, I think I have something here. Get username from an authentication. Oh, this is ugly. And this is not compiling. Where's my... yes. Player. Okay. So compiling. And this one is not working. Because I didn't do the configuration for my authentication. So here I need to go to my checker, and here, no, this should be specific authorized. So normally it can roll on a game. So let's check what's happening here. We'll see. So, is specific authorized? Yes. So that means, oh, I didn't get the game. I probably did something bad here. No.
You try to compare the player. You don't remember player with one player ID or power string
Player ID.
and with the string. You compare a player ID with the string.
No. Where?
Game one. Game.get player with one.
Player name.
A player name with a string. No.
Perhaps. Wait.
Player name.
No, I don't think.
And the equals is implemented.
Yes. This one, yes. Let's do that. This one you... my mouse is... Please? Yes. I think after 8 hours of screen capture, my computer really is dying. So what we can do, we can do that and check like that. So this is okay. The player of my game, that's not good. Not good at all. But I bet I just put the wrong player name in my test. That's probably it. Let's check player 1. Yeah! Still not. Okay, so this is a player, this is a player. We can do it in a different way. We can get player, get this may be easier, but still not working. So it must be something silly, I think. Some equals I'm not. Perhaps it's that. No. Yes, it's that. I was using the mock in the wrong way. Okay, so just a test problem, no problem. And I have a test that is still failing because I didn't secure all my application context. The ones missing is this one. And in fact, this is not secured because anybody connected can create a game. I can add over security if I need to. Okay, didn't found on get. Yes, I forgot the get. So here we can think of lots of security rules on who can read a game. For the moment, I just say it's not secure, but perhaps it's not good. Perhaps we have business rules. For example, a game can only be seen by the player while the game is running, but when the game is done, everybody can see it. For example, this is a business rule. Everybody, anything's possible. So here, let's check our